Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here and welcome to 60 and Me. Hope you're feeling great this morning, feeling strong and ready to face the world. I know that we have a lot of things on our mind, and I really appreciate you taking the time to come visit every now and again with us here on 60 and Me. I hope that you're checking out our website too regularly. In addition to these videos that I do, we have articles. We publish about 4 articles every day, so there's always something going on in the areas of fashion, beauty, retirement, travel, reinvention, healthy living, caregiving. There's all kinds of topics. So if you've just been watching these videos, also go check out the website. There's a lot going on there too. We try to, prioritize around health, wealth, and independence. And independence is that area that's everything that we want to do in our 60s, but we do put health at the very beginning because it's super important. But anyway, my healthy drink for today is golden chai. I'm having a golden chai drink. I love chai. I hope that you have tried it. It's a black tea that I first had it in India. It's made with spices, and now you can just get all kinds of variations on chai, chai. But this is my golden chai. So anyway, that's my drink for today. Hope you have a cup of tea or coffee as well. And I want to go back to that topic of healthy living in our 60s and share with you an article by one of our bloggers named Molly Stevens. Now, we've written a lot about healthy diet and exercise and all kinds of things we can do positively for our health. But Molly was a nurse before she retired and became a writer, and she does all kinds of other consultancy work. And she's been a nurse, so she's been on that side of the door, and she knows what goes on in doctors' offices, and gave us an article on 5 things that women should do while preparing for an appointment with their doctor. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't particularly like going to the doctor. I don't, fortunately, have to go so often, but I do go once a year for a checkup. I make it around my birthday. It's kind of a gift to myself to go and have all the blood tests and the checkup on my blood pressure and all the blood work that helps me. I'm doing okay. And so when I go to the doctor, I do get prepared. And these 5 questions really came in handy this time. So I just want to share them with you. And if you've got any experiences talking to your doctor that you think other women might like to know about, things you didn't expect or that helped you have a better conversation, leave them in the comment section, and it'd be great to share. Now, the first thing, of course, is to make sure you review and discuss, and just be prepared to discuss all your medications. Maybe you don't need something anymore, or you're maybe taking too much or not enough. And so just review all your medications and have a list. And also include any supplements, any over-the-counter things that you take regularly. Like, for example, I take turmeric. I drink a lot of turmeric. That's not really a supplement, but it's a spice that I regularly take. So just make a list of all the things, just in case there's any side effects. That's really important, that when he or she can see how things are going to work together. So make a list of your medications. Then write a list of your concerns and your questions. Whenever you get into the doctor's office, it's always sometimes hard to remember what you wanted to ask. And oh my God, you go home and think, gosh, I should have asked that question. Write them down in advance. It's a really good idea. Molly suggests that we do this. And, be specific. How can I help with my arthritis pain? I am having trouble sleeping. Don't try to self-analyze, having gone online to all these different sites to check what you might have or what might be the problem. Don't try to self-diagnose. Just go in with a list of questions. The next piece of advice that she gives is a really valid one for me, and that is be concise and brief in your conversation. I don't know what it is about doctors and nurses that we somehow think that they want to hear all about our lives and kind of what's going on. And it's like, go back to like 1965 when you first had this problem. Just be concise and really thoughtful. And Molly encourages us to exclude all the details that aren't necessary. You know, like I was at this really great New Year's party, and I had a couple of drinks, but that really wasn't the problem. There was so many people there. It was so good to see my friends again, and the doctor will sort of start looking down, and he'll start like, "What is your question?" Or, "Can I help you with something today?" He'll pull you right, or she will pull you right back into the real reason that you're there, not to tell them about the New Year's party, but the fact that you had a really bad stomachache afterwards. So she said, this is, Molly says, this is code for doctors when they say, is there something I can help you with? It's their code for you to snap back in there and ask them the question. So the advice is to really be very specific. Like, I'm having a pain in my chest or in my stomach. It feels burning. What's the quality of the concern? How bad is it? Well, it's really quite bad. You know, it's maybe 7 or 8 on a scale of 10, or you give some idea of the severity. Give the context. You know, like, I had a few drinks, or I did eat some very rich food that day, or, you know, just give some context in case there's any things, qualifying things. And also, did you do anything that helped? Well, I took some Tums, and that kind of helped my stomach to start with. You know, just basically give the doctor some information that they can then go on and make some assessment. So be specific, though. Don't ramble if you can. The other thing is, you know, do some screening tests. And this is something, if you can afford it with the medical plan that you're on. But, you know, think about whether you want to discuss some screenings. Now, of course, if you've had a history of breast cancer in your family, they do recommend, the doctors recommend you have a mammogram every 2 years. Sometimes it's if it's you know, been lots in your family, that's maybe once a year, or, you know, just take their advice. But that screening is a really good one. The other one is you know, the colonoscopy. And this is one that there are several ways that you can, I mean, there's one way for colonoscopy, but there's other ways that you can determine whether your digestive tract is okay. So there is some preventative screening that is really good, but I think that the advice that Molly gives is that unless you've got symptoms, you know, that maybe that's not as necessary. But, you know, this is not medical advice, by the way. This is just thoughts from one person's experiences. So I think that's you know, I mean, there are some really good ones. Like the colonoscopy may be really good for you. I've had some personal experience with friends dealing with that, and it can be very important to be screened for that. Sometimes there aren't any real symptoms with certain things, so, you know, it's important that you just take what's available in the world of medicine these days. And the good news is it's getting better all the time. That you know, there's lots of tests you can do now through blood tests, and see, you know, what might be going on in your body, and you just get it fixed, or make it livable, make it a manageable disease. That's really the important thing. The next thing that she recommends is to respect the doctor's time. Now, I know that certainly when I lived in the States, it wasn't unusual to wait half an hour to an hour to see a doctor. You know, you get there on time, or maybe you're a couple of minutes early, and you find that you have to wait. There are 3 more people in front of you. And the reason, of course, for that is that you know, someone has turned up late for their appointment, or someone has taken longer than the allocation. And I think that that's a really nice piece of advice, to respect the doctor's time, and also to respect the time of your friends and other people in the waiting room that you know are there for a reason too. And I think the thing is important is to not be you know, afraid, though, if you are experiencing something very serious, like you're really feeling a bad pain, or you've got something that's on your mind, you know, worrying you, that you make that known. Let the receptionist know as soon as you walk in the door that you really do have a problem that you'd like the doctor to see, and if he is being delayed, is there any way you could be prioritized? And they can tell when there's someone with a real serious problem. You may need to be in the emergency room and not the doctor's office. So I think those are some suggestions from Molly that are really useful, and I think they're very practical. You know, there's nothing there that's pushing too far beyond your comfort zone, and you know, we depend on our medical professionals to keep us healthy, so that we'll be here to enjoy this beautiful life for many, many years to come. So those are 5 little tips, things to prepare yourself for a doctor's appointment. Hope it's been helpful. If you've got any that you'd like to share, please feel free to do that. Let us know what you think others might like to bear in mind when they go to the doctor. We have a lot of nurses in our community too, so maybe from experience you can share. So thank you so much again for being here today. Hope that you have a healthy and happy day. If you're going to the doctor today, maybe this is perfect timing. But, we just want to make sure that you're all doing things in your 60s and later to live a full and happy life, and good health is critical. So thanks again for being here. I would just ask a little question for you though. I mean, what tips can you share to make the best use of time with your doctor? Let's share so that we can have some ideas for the next time we have to go. All right, everyone. Well, have a really fabulous day. Have a wonderful, get out into nature, do something for yourself that's good and healthy, and know that I value you here, and I'm very, very grateful for your time. Take good care, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye for now.